So to be more handsome, take a lesson from this guy right here. Notice how he's mixing his formal attire. He's got the suspenders, necktie, dress shirt, dress slacks, jacket over the shoulders with the colors in that tattoo. Now, even in 2023, a lot of people will consider an arm sleeve, yeah, a bit edgy. And to be straight, it's hard to imagine a situation in which a tattoo would dress up an outfit. That being said, this combination works. It's like oil and vinegar. Yeah, they don't really mix, but when you shake them up, there's something magical about the combination. And that's the lesson I want you to take from this example if you want to be the most handsome guy in the room, is don't be afraid to break the rules. The reality, gents, is all the style guidelines you hear about are laid out really to give men a bit of guidance when they're starting off. But once you understand the way things work, you can bend them and adjust them to serve you. Now, that first rule is a solid one, a bit more advanced, but it's not the #1 rule. No, I'm going to reveal that a little bit later in the video. But let's talk about a solid rule to always looking handsome is to pay attention to your hair. So when it comes to men and their hair, the reality is most of us are creatures of habit. We go with the same hairstyle that works for us. So my advice here is to have a little bit of fun and cheat on your barber. Yeah, go see that stylist across town. The one that you've heard great things about, maybe a few of your friends with good looking hair, go to him. And yeah, he's a little bit more expensive. You even got to set up an appointment. But here's the thing, you want to try something new. And if that's too much for you, gents, just grab a hair dryer. Have a little bit of fun in the bathroom. Yes, you just got out of the shower. You're going to be styling your hair. Well, how about you comb it in the opposite direction? How about you use that hair dryer and yeah, you get that hair to stand up a bit more, get a bit of volume right there in the hair. Go for a totally different look. Maybe even try a new product like a fiber, a pomade, or a paste. I mean, gents, if you need any proof that a hairstyle can make a huge difference, look at John Krasinski. Guys, I loved him in The Office, but yeah, this newer John with that hair looking good, this looks like a guy that should be seen with Emily Blunt, right? Now, this next tip is really simple. Drink more water. The vast majority of us, me included, do not drink enough water on a daily basis. I know for me, a system that works is having multiple water filters at my house and here in the office and having glasses of water all over the place. Yes, my wife gets a little bit upset because it's like, hey, you're leaving a mess, but I can always grab one of these glasses and hey, it's got water, boom, I'm knocking it down. And speaking of daily habits, gents, let's talk about Ritual's Symbiotic Plus. Now guys, Ritual is the sponsor of today's video and I've talked about them before. I love what these guys are doing. They're essentials for men. This multivitamin is amazing. I've taken it now for coming in on a year and it is solid. That being said, I wanted to introduce you to their newest product, Symbiotic Plus. And guys, this is so much more than a probiotic. Guys, Ritual Symbiotic Plus is a 3-in-1 prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic. In one capsule, guys, you got everything you need for better gut health. So if you're not familiar, prebiotics, these support growth and activity of beneficial bacteria living in the gut. Probiotics are live microorganisms, and they're included to relieve bloating, gas, and mild and occasional diarrhea. Now, the postbiotic provides fuel to the cells that make up the gut lining, and they support gut barrier function. Now, with Ritual and their Symbiotic Plus, everything is in one daily capsule, essenced with mint for simple, streamlined gut support. Now, one thing I love about Ritual is how they actually have delayed release on these capsules. So basically, these capsules are designed to reach the colon, not the stomach, which is the ideal place for probiotics to survive and grow. Now, all of Ritual's products boast a clean formula that's vegan friendly and formulated without GMOs, major allergens, animal products, or artificial colors. On top of that, Symbiotic Plus is made traceable. What that means is they show you every labeled ingredient, supplier, and key study that goes into their product. They are totally transparent on everything that is inside these capsules that goes into your body. So gents, if you're ready for better gut health, go to ritual.com/RMRS30. Use that link in the description of today's video to get the best deal on the web. Now, this next rule is not #1, but it will sink you if you don't get it right. This is something that you've just guys, you can't mess this one up. And that is have good breath. So you know the basics, right? Brush your teeth twice a day. Come on, you got to know that. Flossing your teeth, floss every tooth you want to keep. Use a mouthwash. I used to skip on this, but mouthwash is incredible, especially at night before going to bed. But here's where you want to take it to the next level, especially if you've got grooves in your tongue. Use a tongue scraper. I have both a tongue brush and a tongue scraper. They are different tools. You can get away with one, but I highly recommend you have both. Believe me, guys, when you find all this gunk on your tongue, and this is what's causing a lot of smell. Now, this one's a bit more advanced, but I think it deserves to be in the top 10 because it's about your face. And that is, guys, take care of your eyebrows. So many guys let them get out of control, especially as you get in your 30s, 40s. Believe me, the hair starts getting thicker. It starts curling all over the place. Let's take Chris Pratt as an example. Early photo of Chris, he did not bother with his eyebrows. And, he had a lot of things going for him, but let's look at him now. I mean, the guy is on point. And look at those eyebrows. He doesn't overdo it. And I'm not saying to pluck those eyebrows into oblivion. What I'm saying is just simply get rid of the unibrow, maybe do a little bit of trimming around the sides. Don't go crazy. If you're at all worried, go see a professional and say, hey, let's take this slow, little bit by little bit. But seriously, gents, just getting rid of the strays, bringing just a little bit of shape to your eyebrows can make a huge difference. And on the subject of loose hairs, guys, don't forget about the ears. You want to remove all those loose hairs, and the nose. You don't want a forest coming out there, especially if you are tall. People are looking up. Yeah, they can see everything up there. Now, a minute ago, we talked about not smelling bad, but let's talk about smelling good. Because if you don't smell good, guys, that's like having defense, but no offense. Tom Ford Noir Extreme. You can go with the Parfum, which is brand new and friggin' amazing. You can just go with the one that's been out there for a while. You can find it at discounters. Either one of these, especially during the winter, it will garner compliments. It takes a little bit. Yeah, these are amazing. That being said, if it's too heavy, you want something that's year-round, something that's a bit unique, coming from a classic house, Hermes H24. Now, Terre d'Hermes is another great option as well, but I like this one. It's just the whole metallic note. Really, reminds me of the gun range. And if that's too pricey, guys, check out Antonio Banderas. He's got a great line, the Icon. This one right here, a bit of a citrus with wood. It is just beautiful, clean, a great year-round fragrance. Seriously, spicy, aromatic, woody, a bit of citrus. This thing is absolutely beautiful and incredibly cheap. Now, what if you just want to be more handsome, but you don't want to spend any money? Well, guys, go for a run first thing in the morning. Seriously, when you get that blood pumping, all of a sudden it goes to the skin and you're going to have a glow for at least the first half of the day. Simple, easy, and yes, eventually you'll get in better shape. But what I love about this tip is even the first day that you exercise, you're just going to look better and people are going to notice. You're going to start to carry yourself with a bit more confidence. And another tip that doesn't cost anything is to stand up straight. Roll those shoulders back. Walk with confidence. This is something I learned in the Marine Corps. You always had to stand up straight. But I see so many people, yes, you're on that phone looking down. Hey, the phone in the pocket, especially if you're going to be meeting up with people, and look like you know where you're going. Even if you don't know where you're going, try to look like it, have a direction that you're going, and you will come off as more confident. Now, gents, if you're enjoying this video, do me a favor and smash the like button. Seriously, when you smash this like button, it sends a message to the YouTube gods that Antonio's videos are worth watching and more men find these videos. I appreciate it, guys. So yeah, now if you're looking for a particular item that you can actually purchase, better shoes. So many guys, this is something they don't pay attention to. I know I've talked about the evils of square-toed shoes. You better be avoiding those things like the plague. But simply step up your shoe game. Don't be wearing running shoes outside of running. Find shoes that are appropriate for the situation. Maybe have a little bit of fun. Bring in some boots. So many great options out there, guys. Step up your footwear game. It's something that not only the ladies notice, but other guys do as well. Now, earlier we talked about stray hairs on the face, but what about facial hair in general? So, stubble. If you can actually keep it trimmed, looking good, this is something women find very attractive. I get it's a little bit more casual though, so maybe consider growing a beard. And what's nice about a beard, especially if you have a little bit of a rounder face, is the beard can elongate the face and it works with proportions. It basically makes you look more handsome. But the key here is a well-groomed beard. You don't want to go with the whole neck beard thing. You want to get this on point. You want it to look good. And again, go see a professional, maybe find a beard oil, beard cream. Start to pay attention to it, guys. A lot of you guys can do a lot with your facial hair. Me, man, not so much. Genetics, Now, what about skills that can make you more handsome? Because it's not just about how you look, but it's also about how you make other people feel. Where the easiest thing is to simply shut your mouth and learn to listen. Ask more questions about people. Because when you get people talking, they just like you. They like to be around somebody that actually listens, asks for more detail goes into it. And these people, they just find more attractive. They want to maybe do business partnerships with them. These are people they just simply want to be around. Another thing to throw into this is humor, but the right type of humor. Think high humor. There's lowbrow humor, which is slapstick comedy. That's what you want to avoid. That doesn't really show much for intelligence. But women are very much attracted to men that show high humor. And high humor is going to be forms of sarcasm. It's going to be dry humor. It's going to be able to make people laugh, a little bit edgy, because what it shows is a higher level of intelligence. Now, we are a style channel, so I need to talk about clothing. And this is very close to being one of the easiest ways that any man can upgrade his look and come off as more handsome. It's just to simply dress himself better. But how to do this, especially if you're on a really tight budget? Well, take a friend that is very critical, or a friend that really understands style. Doesn't have to be, a lot of people think it has to be a woman. No, there's tons of guys out there. Find another guy that dresses well. Maybe go to a trusted source, go to the best menswear shop in your town, and you may not be able to afford the clothing, but you know what? Most of those guys, they're not a-holes, and they're going to be willing to talk to you, point you in the right direction, maybe even try a suit on, because hey, they want to sell it to you, but you can actually see how you look. And more importantly, you can start to understand what makes for great looking clothing. You start to understand a lot of classic clothing that isn't going to go out of style because it's been in style for over 100 years. There's a reason that men gravitate towards it, because a suit, it builds up the shoulders, it slims up the silhouette, it makes you look taller. Shoes that have a little bit of a heel, you just stand more up straight when you're wearing these things, and they make it look a little bit taller. Now, this next tip is very close to being the number one, and that is if you decide to buy some of that nicer clothing that looks good on you, guess what? Make sure it is adjusted to fit you well. And don't buy clothing unless it fits you very close, or it can be adjusted to fit you better. Doesn't matter if it's 90% off. If that suit is too tight or is 3 sizes too large, you're not going to be able to adjust this thing. So understand what the limitations are and only buy clothing that either fits you well or can be adjusted to fit you well. Seriously, gents, fit is king. I've talked about the style pyramid before: fit, fabric, function, but fit is at the top. Now, gents, this next tip, again, came so close to being number one. It's not, but it is still solid. And that is, know who you are and then be yourself. Notice I didn't just say be yourself, because you first have to discover, you have to build yourself. You have to become who you are. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just being myself, dressing like a slob. No, you're not. You haven't even thought through it. You haven't thought about, hey, you're an up and coming lawyer. You're in law school. You want to get into it. You're in pre-law. Point being, start dressing like an attorney now. Start thinking about, hey, I'm looking for internships. I'm looking for opportunities. You are still 5 years out, but you know the path you want to go down. You want to be that future engineer building that bridge. Well, how is that person going to dress in the future? So when you know who you are and you've thought through this, who you want to be, you can start dressing as that person. All right, Jen, so the number one rule to be more handsome, I kind of was getting into it in that last point, and that is practice being the man you know yourself to be. Again, look at who you want to be. What does that successful you 5 years from now, 1 year from now, 10 years from now? How does he dress? How does he behave? How does he act? You want to start practicing to be that person now, because guess what? In 10 years, yeah, if you were to win the lottery, get all this money, you wouldn't just the next day start dressing and behaving and start acting, or, maybe you want to run a nonprofit. You want to give away a lot of money. Everyone says if they would win the lottery, they'd give away. But how much are you giving away right now with your limited funds? Maybe you don't have money to give away. Are you giving away some of your time? Are you actually taking the small steps? Because people are fooling themselves if they think that their behavior is going to change if they were to get a windfall. No, practice being that person. Practice being a bit more heroic, a bit more committed, a bit more honorable. The man you want to be, gentlemen, that's what you have to practice and put in every day. So if you know that he's going to dress sharp because he's going to own his own company, he's going to be running that nonprofit that's going to change the world, start dressing as that man. When you put in those reps, you put in that practice, you get better. You start to refine your style. You start to refine your look. You refine your mannerisms, and you behave, and sometimes will make mistakes, but you'll continue to be on that path, because when you got your bearing down, you're going to eventually end up in that place. And guys, that's where I want to see you. So what video to watch next? Well, gents, I've got a surprise for you. Click on this video right here, and yes, you will be whisked off to a magical video that I am not going to reveal which one it is. It's good. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. Oh yeah.